page SEO on a Joomla website, and we're just going to have a look at a page and see how we can actually improve the way it looks to Google in order to get better ranking. So it's a blog page I'm looking at. So just go up here to our blogs, and we're going to have a look at this page. What is the belief code? Rewriting the script of your life. So I go into that article, and here it is here. Just quite a simple blog article. So I have a little tool here that I'm going to look at called SEO Quake, just to get a report on things that could be improved. So firstly, we have a look here. The URL, it says it's got 90 characters, which says optimal. I don't think that is. It could be shorter. It's messy. It's actually got looks like a spelling mistake in it. So we'll fix that up. There's no canonical tag. Canonical tag means that if an article can be seen at more than one URL, this tells Google which URL it should use, so it's always consistent. Title looks fine. There's no meta description. Our heading structure is wrong. We've got an H1 heading, no H2 heading, and some H3 heading. So we need an H2 heading. And on this page, the belief code is the search term that we want to optimize the page for. So going in here looking at our headings, we've got the belief code is in our H1 heading. There it is again in an H3 heading. We need that in an H2 heading as well to optimize. We've also got an image with no alt tag. We need to have a look at that. The other thing we'll look at is some internal links to the page. So going back to the website, let's go back into our back end and we'll have a look at it's in articles. And there's our article here. So we open that up. We are using go to our front content there. So we're using the Page Builder CK editor. The things I'm doing here apply regardless of what editor you're using. So first up was our URL. You can see here we've got a big long URL here. We don't really need it to be that long. We can just edit that. Just remove that part of it. And what is the belief code? That's a good URL. We'll keep it at that. I save that. I'm going to do a little bit more on that as well in a moment. So let's look at our headings. This is on page. That's the intro only. So we want the main page. So down here, this heading really could be two headings. What is the belief code is really our main heading. Rewriting the script of your life is a subheading. So let's change that. Just go in here to the heading, remove that part of it, save there, and I'm going to put a second heading underneath. And that one will be an H2 heading. Remember, we were missing the H2 heading. Put it there. Just center that. Okay. Now, we want the belief code in there as well. So I should have added that. So let's do that. So we'll make it rewriting the script of your life with belief code. So now we've got the belief code in our H1 heading, H2 heading, and it's down in H3 heading as well. I'm just going to save that. Have a look. See that it still looks okay. And of course, we changed the URL, so I'll need to go back to our menus. Refresh. Then click on that link. So you see now we've got the new URL. Our headings are structured properly. So that's a good start. But I'm still not really happy with the URL. I want to get rid of the word blog. And the way you do that, and also to do the picks up the canonical. So I'm going to exit out of the page. I'm going to go to our menus. And the reason I'm doing this, I wouldn't normally do it with a blog, but this is one of our foundation pages, one of our main search pages. So I want to make it stand out a bit clearer. So I'm just going to my main menu, a new menu item. I'll just call it code. It'll be a single article. And that's our article. Now I'm going to go to link type. I'm saying I don't want this to display in the menu. I'm just doing this to create the URL. So now I save that. Double check that it hasn't shown up in the menu up here, which it hasn't. That's great. So now I go back to my article. Now I should say we do have an extension installed called Canonical CK, which allows us to set the canonical URL, and that is under our publishing options here. We go down canonical URL. Now that I've made a menu link for it, I can click on auto and it finds the belief code. That will be our new canonical URL. So if I save there. Look at was the lack of a meta description, and that's up in the publishing area here. That's back here. We need a meta description. Keywords are not used anymore. Ignore that. Google will ignore them. It's better not to have them at all. But if we go to the content, we just need a bit of text that has the right keywords in it. And I might just use this one, I think. And we go to publishing. I'll just paste that in. That's a little bit short. Probably should be 160 odd characters. That's about 121. So, but it's got the keywords in, so it's good enough for what we're doing now. And if I go back here, I think we had one more item to do, and that was the image didn't have an alt tag. So if I go to this image, come up here, image, and there we have the alt tag. This is what Google sees, because when it's not seeing an image, it looks at the text that represents the image. And also if somebody is using accessibility software, it will show that text to them. So in this case, we'll just use the same one. We'll say the belief code, and that gives us another keyword for that search for Google to rank the site better. So we've now got all those issues that were showing up in the page analysis should now have been fixed. So I'm just going to save that. I'm going to go to the front of the page again. It's ready. And go to our blog. And while we've been doing this, we've got another one's been added, but we'll go back down here, read more. And if I bring up the SEO Quake diagnosis, you'll see now we've got lots of green ticks down here. Our URL is correct, our canonical is correct, our title is, well, that was correct anyway. Meta description, 121 characters, should be 160 to 300, but that's acceptable. Headings are good. We've got H1, H2, H3 headings, all of them holding the belief code words, and all images have alt attributes. Now there's just one more thing that I'm going to do, and that is, because this is a what we call a foundation page, I want other pages related to the belief code pointing back to this one. And how we do that, if I go back here and exit out of here, I'm going to grab another page. Let's see, rewiring your brain. That's probably a good one. If I go in there, we go to our images and links. I've already added it here. So in here, I've added a link to that belief code page, and I've added text. So if I go to this blog article, it's this one, I think. And you'll see up here we've got a link to the belief code at the top of that page. We can also embed it in the text, but that gives us a good link. If we've got those on multiple pages pointing back to that main one, that pretty clearly tells Google this is the page that you want. This one here is the page that should be ranking for the term the belief code.